just learned a new move from a guy out there. The one hand raise the roof. Just with one hand.
I don't mind it.
Pushing it up.
To my left, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, that is the bearded one. That's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! Very, very nice. Yes, the crowd is just coming in here very nicely as the day one of Summer League wraps up. Before we get into everything, we got a lot to get to tonight. I appreciate you coming to this show instead of your other show. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what
you're a busy man here. You're apparently one of the Aussies on Thunder Down Under.
Yeah, well, I have to represent my countrymen out there. In case one of them is sick, I'm ready on call if needed. So, yeah.
You're a busy guy. You got the starters here selling, and then you go do that show.
It's my side hustle, man.
Were you sucking in like David
Not at all. Not at all. It's natural.
All right, well,
Glad you were covered up down under.
All right, coming up on tonight's show, Warriors center and NBA champion Jordan Bell is going to join us live on set, so that's going to be a blast. We're going to take you through some of the day one highlights, including #1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton. We'll get into his debut, and you got a very solid Summer League play. But let's start with a little true or false, because there's a bunch of NBA news going on here. Again, we'll get to the highlights from Summer League in a second, but we got a lot to break down, and we start with this report from ESPN's Woj and Royce Young. Carmelo Anthony and the Thunder are working together to part ways this summer. As it currently stands, OKC's roster would cost over $300 million between salary and luxury tax bills. So trading Melo or buying him out or using the stretch provision could end up saving the Thunder over $100 million. So true or false? Melo's OKC stint was a complete failure.
I think that's false. I think it was a huge success. I can't believe that that's on the screen right now.
It shouldn't
be.
Melo's OKC stint was a success.
Yes,
why?
Because last year when they traded for him, 4 days later he signs Russell Westbrook signed an extension. That's not a coincidence. And then because of that extension and the way they treated Melo this year, Paul George signs for 4 years. So if I were to tell you before Carmelo Anthony got traded that you're getting 4 years of Paul George and Russell Westbrook, 5 in Russell Westbrook's case, I think you deem that a success. Winning doesn't matter.
Even though you pair it with Melo having his worst season of his career.
Yeah, you couldn't see that coming. It didn't work chemistry-wise, but you've got Paul George and you've got Russell Westbrook. Success.
Wow, you buy this?
I do appreciate the long view of it, but I would disagree. I would say it's true. I do think this was a bit of a failure for Melo and for the Thunder. They got one more win than the 16-17 season, I guess, when Westbrook was the MVP and everybody said he had no help. He got some help this year. They got one more win. Melo never really found his rhythm, never really found his role, and there were questions about his role for the entire season. That probably threw the Thunder off a little bit. I'm sure this isn't the way anybody envisioned it going. That being said, like you're saying, Tass, it was a worthy risk because they do have 2 All-Stars locked in for at least the next 4 years.
I got a bonus true or false question here when it comes to Melo. Can he, true or false, he can still help a championship contender? Does he still have something left?
That's true. He can still help, but he has to be open to the idea now of adjusting to perhaps a bench role. Doesn't have to be, but certainly not to be like a #1 or #2 option on a team. He is still a very good shooter, and we know his defensive game is probably not going to improve. It's not great.
No, it's
but
not.
He can still knock down shots.
He can learn how to play D.
He can still knock down shots. He can still get to the free throw line. He's a veteran. If you think about Melo when he played for Team USA in a role like that, he was very, very effective. He just has to be at least open to that, because we know that when people talk to him about coming off the bench in OKC, he just laughed at it and just said, "I'm not doing that." He can't be that guy at this stage of his career if he still wants to be an important player on a team.
Do you like him for the Rockets? You like that idea?
Look, they lost Trevor Ariza. Now, I don't think Melo's as good defensively as Ariza, but offensively, I think he fills that hole for them, and he's playing with his buddies, and he knows they're close to a championship, so that could motivate him, and also make him understand, okay, I'm not going to be getting 25 a game anymore, maybe only 12 to 15.
He wasn't getting 25 a game.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He might at least be understanding, like he's playing with James Harden and MVP, Chris Paul's his buddy.
That's the problem. Those guys are going to have the ball.
those guys are going to have the ball just like Westbrook and Paul George did. You know, he's not going to be in that role. He has to come off the bench somewhere. If he's going to be on a championship contender, he's got to come off the bench somewhere.
Let's hear from you guys. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Where do you like Melo? Can he still contribute? Let us know. All right, let's keep it moving here, though. Unrestricted free agent Tony Parker has reportedly reached an agreement to sign with the Charlotte Hornets. Now, Woj says Parker's new contract is for 2 years and $10 million. Spurs legend spent 17 years with the organization. Four-time All-NBA, four-time champ. But, you know, he had some words that maybe rubbed Kawhi Leonard or his camp the wrong way, where he said his injury was 100 times worse. So my question for you, my true or false question, with Parker gone, Kawhi Leonard is now more likely to stay in San Antonio. True or false?
Big F. False. For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
see how one affects the other whatsoever. And yes, the media made a headline out of the Kawhi Leonard story because we were desperate for headlines with the Kawhi Leonard story because nothing was happening. Kawhi wasn't talking to us. But that's all it was. It was a headline, and I don't think Kawhi goes back because Tony Parker leaves. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that would be a shocker to me if the determining factor of Kawhi Leonard signing a supermax contract was that the Spurs had to jettison one of their franchise legends. That just doesn't really add up to me. If that is what would heal the Popovich-Leonard relationship, I don't necessarily know that the Spurs would want to even take that step, right, where you're choosing the future over some of the guys that you've treated so well in the past. That doesn't seem like a Spurs thing to me, and I don't think that that's going to be the case going forward.
Do you like the idea of Tony Parker playing in another jersey, going to the Hornets? I mean, he's taking a little payday.
Listen, I'm shocked. I'm totally shocked that he actually left because he said last year he wanted to play 3 more seasons, to have 20 years in San Antonio, and then retire there. The fact that he's leaving Greg Popovich is just a huge shock to me. Do I like it? It's going to look weird. There's no doubt. He's one of those guys who you thought he's just not going to play for any other team. He's going now to play for Charlotte, where James Borrego is the coach, and he's been an assistant there in San Antonio. So it's got a relationship, but. Yeah, I'd prefer it if guys didn't do this. It's like Akeem Olajuwon going to the Raptors. I loved it because I get to see Akeem in Toronto.
Right.
But it's sort of, you just want it to be one of those one team for your career guys.
What does the crowd think of this? Tony Parker playing for the Hornets? Do we like this?
Of course
They're
they're going to
creatures of habit. They want the same thing night in and night out. Yeah.
Nobody likes anything new.
But it is like Akeem Olajuwon playing for the Raptors or
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing playing for the Magic or the Sonics. It's just weird.
It just does look weird.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody
He's
loves
gonna
the Hornets jerseys, man. Everybody wants to throw on that teal at some point in their life. You know what I'm saying?
All right, one more here, guys. This was a busy day for Zach LaVine. It was a weird day. Earlier this evening, the restricted free agent, he signed a 4-year, $78 million offer sheet with the Sacramento Kings. But the Bulls have 40 hours to match, and multiple reports say they fully plan to do so. So, true or false? We got to go to the Bulls man down here. True or false? The Bulls should match LaVine's offer. What do you
I'm
think?
flip-flopping, Skeets. When the Kings made the offer, I said, see ya, Zach. We're tanking hard now. But once the Bulls, the announcement was made that the Bulls were going to be matching, I actually think it's the right move. Zach LaVine will probably be overpaid at least in the first couple of years of this contract, but the Bulls actually have a shot at getting a guy who could maybe in the future turn into a star. He's probably not going to be your number one guy, but he could be a solid starter, a guy, a sixth man off the bench. The Bulls are so far underneath the salary floor that spending this money doesn't really affect their salary cap too much. And with the lottery odds smoothing, I don't think Zach LaVine is going to be the huge impact that will take the Bulls too far out of the lottery.
He's a 4-year guy. His 4th year with the Bulls last year. I think you can scrap. He didn't have a great season coming off the ACL injury. He played 24 games. Throw it out.
Okay.
He grew from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, where he was 19 per game, 40% from 3. He grew as an offensive player. I think that's what the Bulls are focusing on. As you mentioned, if it doesn't work out, they can trade him. It's a tradable contract.
Definitely.
They have a chance to get a star here. They got to do it.
I like LaVine as a player, but he does need to improve defensively. He's got this great athleticism. We know he can move about the ball on offensive end. Defense, he just has to make more of a presence and become a sort of two-way player as much as he can. But see, the Bulls trade. I mean, you can't trust them to tank properly anyway. Like last season, they couldn't do it properly. Remember? So this is a good thing.
Yes,
they've
I
got
remember.
Do you like what they've got going here, though, in Lauri Markkanen? They're pairing him with Chris Dunn here, Zach LaVine in theory. You see something there, the building blocks?
I don't know. It's too early.
It's
It's too early. Their top 3 highest paid players this season are going to be Zach LaVine, who played 24 games last year, Robin Lopez, who is a journeyman center who's a solid guy, and Omer Asik, who, did you even know Omer Asik was under NBA contract? Yeah, the Bulls are paying him a ton. It's impossible to say what the Bulls are now, but at least they have some talented guys who showed some flashes last year. Yeah, Zach LaVine needs to improve defensively, but Chris Dunn's a good defender. Maybe that's a perfect mix to have those two in the backcourt.
Yeah, Zach LaVine, in theory, getting paid here in a market where not a lot of big deals are being handed out. So kudos to him and to his agent, who's getting a nice cut of that. Great work. We got lots more still to come here from night 1, day 1 of Vegas Summer League. Jordan Bell is going to join us a little bit later, and we'll break down a few of those big debuts here. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the starters live from Vegas Summer League. Back in a second. Back with the starters here at Vegas Summer League. What a sign. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, good sir. We're just waiting on Warriors center and NBA champ Jordan Bell, who's going to join us here live on set.
Yeah, he is.
But in the meantime, why don't we take you through a few highlights here from day 1 of Vegas Summer League.
Yeah, Luka Doncic sitting this one out for the Mavs, but DeAndre Ayton, #1 pick. getting it on, and he got it on pretty early in this one, going up for the alley-oop, throwing it down from Shaquille Harrison there. And Jalen Brunson gets it to Dennis Smith Jr., drives down the lane, lays it in.
Ooh, crafty.
DeAndre Ayton working on the offense, working on the defense with a block here. Oh, yeah. There's a big man in there. Making his presence felt. Third quarter, Shaquille Harrison. Mikal Bridges had himself a game shooting the ball. Yes, he did, hitting the corner three there. Devin Booker was watching this game. He was impressed with Mikal Bridges hitting those shots. Three from the other side for him. And it's Shaquille Harrison again driving in. DeAndre Ayton cleans her up. The tip in there. Oh, wow. He had 10 and 8 in this one. Start. And then throwing it down there, the alley-oop dunk. And in the words of NBA TV's Rick Kamla, I love DeAndre Ayton. He saw 10 and 8. He got pumped. I'm pumped too.
How many Red Bulls did you chug?
14, just like Ricky Pipes does.
Exactly. DeAndre Ayton, what did you think from day one here?
One game in, pretty good, isn't it? I mean, 10 points, 8 rebounds. That's all you're really looking for, to see how he looks out on the court there. He made his presence felt at both ends, made some dunks, went down the other end and blocked some shots and challenged other guys. I mean, if you're the Suns, you think the offense is there. You just want to make sure the guy can also play defense and not get overpowered. And I think he's got a big, strong...
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's the big
A little
shoulders.
bit of a man among boys tonight, for sure. He's outrunning everybody on the court, not just the big guys for dunks. He's blocking shots like crazy and just looking way bigger and stronger than everybody else, which is why he goes number one, because he's ready to put up, supposedly, 20 and 10 in the regular season. We'll see if it happens.
I got two thoughts on this game and all the action here from day one. One, I like these jerseys.
Yeah,
It's
that's
nice. It's a nice little upgrade here with these Summer League jerseys. And the second one is, I think the Suns are going to be a sneaky good League Pass team. A team that you're going to want to tune into. They may not win a lot of games. They definitely may not win a lot of games. But, man, you got Bridges shooting the ball, another shooter out there with Booker, obviously. DeAndre Ayton, your big man in there. Josh Jackson got the new haircut, and he had himself a nice game in this, and obviously getting into the second year. So I think the Suns are going to be one of those teams you're going to want to, like, especially being a West Coast team if you're an East Coast person. You turn on the Suns. You're going to enjoy some of the games. All right, let's get to the next highlight here, though. We had Mohamed Bamba, the 6th pick of the NBA draft. It was his debut, obviously, here at Summer League. He got going early. Knocked down the mid-range jumper, Still the range.
Nice.
Why not?
Yeah.
First basket of the game, got it started. Then Orlando in transition. Find the wingspan. Just find it. Bamba layup! Yeah. I love that he's wearing number 5.
Yeah,
Bamba
it's
number
perfect.
5. I mean, it's cool. The Nets. Murphy misses the shot, but Sean Dawson grabs it, puts it back up. It was good. It was tied at 30 then. Jonathan Isaac, a second-year player here. Showing a new little wrinkle, I would say.
Running
in
the
this
pick
game.
and roll.
Yeah, a little pull-up jumper, magic up, half. Check out the oop.
Oh, nice.
Dawson will baseline. Huge finish. And then a little more Isaac for the Magic again.
Can we call them the Gypsy Kings? Can we make that happen? Jonathan Isaac?
Step back.
Mo Bamba? Why not?
And then Isaiah Briscoe finds Bamba. Two-handed dunk. Still good game, Magic.
He had 11 and 7.
Yep. Great start for both of these guys. Very, very similar to DeAndre Ayton. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, there he is. Warrior Center and NBA champ Jordan Bell joins us live on set next. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the show. It is the best part of NBA Summer League here with the starters. It's guest time, and we've got a great one. Jordan Bell, NBA champion. Jordan Bell joined us.
Yeah.
How's that sound? How's that NBA champion?
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Sounds pretty
Got a
sweet,
ring
right?
to it.
That's very good. And you wasted no time getting better as well. You win a championship, and then you go to Sacramento. You blew up Twitter with that three-point shot when you stepped into that three-point shot.
People are going crazy.
That was smooth. Jordan Bell could shoot the three ball now? Is that part of the game?
I'm trying to add to it. During the games I wasn't playing this season, me and Teddy was in the gym. He was letting me work out with him, so they kind of like copying him, seeing how he moves and stuff like that. So I seen him put up opportunity to shoot, so I was like, I've been working on him as well.
If you get near the Warriors, are you just great at shooting immediately? Like a ceiling in the gym?
It's like a virus that goes around. Yeah.
You're great shooting the three ball there. You're great at the parade. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that was fun.
You remember the parade. It's the real
You know what's crazy? Everybody thought I was drunk. When I was grabbing the Henny, I was faking it most of the time.
so happy.
I was
It's a happy day.
That was real though. That was real. This was real. This was real. But like, yeah, I was just trying to just interact with the fans, trying to make it as fun as possible. So like, I would grab the Henny and like, yeah, I'm drunk. Yeah. Nah, I mean, my family was though. Like we went home, everybody passed out, and I was just like, let's keep going. Man. Let's keep going. But yeah, it was fun though. It was definitely fun.
And to a great season for you guys, obviously.
Definitely.
Well, let's play a little game here.
All right.
Let's play Ring That Bell with Jordan Bell. And it's pretty simple, Jordan. We're going to hit you with a statement. If you agree with it, you're going to ring that bell that my man TK's pulling out. If you don't,
Give it a shot.
no sweat. We'll move on to the next one. Yeah, let's test it out.
Okay,
very nice,
okay,
very
good.
nice. Very nice. Okay, first one here. A statement. If you agree with it, you ring the bell. You could win a dunk contest.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You believe you could win a dunk contest?
Yeah, definitely. I have a little thing in my bag. I can show up, but
Now you're a bigger guy, right? You're 6'9", something like that.
yeah, but I have bounce though too. I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Actually, yeah, like I mean, this is nothing, but like I actually have. Like,
Oh, this is nothing.
yeah, like I actually have some stuff. Like I actually got windmill between the legs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Would you be interested in the dunk contest?
Yeah, I was trying to get in this year, but I got hurt my ankle,
Right.
so
Oh,
sure.
I kind of canceled that. But I mean, next year I'm definitely willing and able.
All right.
Step again, pal.
Okay, so we're 1 for 1 on the bell. All right, next one here. Ring that bell if you agree. You're going to be the Warriors' starting center next season.
Being realistic now.
Come on.
Being realistic now.
There we go.
I think when there's certain matchups, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's get your thoughts, too, on DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, I'm so excited. So excited.
I mean, he's here, too, right?
Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen him on
obviously
the
a chance to
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
him?
No, I haven't talked to him.
Oh.
He was sitting next to
A lot more.
Steve and he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool though. He's really cool.
Why are you so excited?
I mean, he's a great player, and we're ruining the NBA even more.
You're ruining our game. We're using that later. We're using that line later. No, you're not ruining anything.
So, okay, you say particular matchups. You definitely, obviously, see
Yeah,
yourself
I
starting.
think games where we can like switch,
Yep.
like do like smaller ball. Like this year we played Cleveland, the Christmas game I started. Different games, just different matchups, things like that.
For sure. All right, next one here. Ring that bell if you agree. You need a nickname.
I have too many nicknames.
Okay, so and what's your favorite go-to nickname? Basketball Reference has two. Now, the Eraser and Swatter Boy.
See, Swatter is Chris Boucher's. I don't know why people keep thinking that's not my
Yeah.
nickname.
What's
that's
going
his.
on here?
Set the record
That's
straight.
his nickname. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was that or people came up with that Oregon. It's not my nickname. That's Chris Boucher's. But my favorite is actually JoJo. It's like one that like only a few people call me. Like my really, really close friends call me that. So that's one I like the most. And Jordy. My mama calls me Jordy.
So if someone
That's
yells
good.
JoJo at you, you know it's a.
And like somebody says JoJo, I'm always like, hey, but if somebody says J, like everybody calls me JB, so if somebody calls me JB, I'm like, I probably don't know him. If they say JoJo, I'm like, hey, where you at?
Yeah, right.
Actually know him, yeah.
Okay, now we know the secret though. Everybody's
I mean,
saying that. Now
everybody,
you gotta change it up. All right, next one here. Every hotel room should come with a microwave.
Yes.
Yes. see,
I was asking for one yesterday. They was like, oh, we're all out. I was like, all right.
see, yeah, you tweeted this back in January.
Yeah, in Utah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm like, do I get to keep the microwave? Like, can I take it with me?
Charging you $50?
we brought this up because he does the exact same thing Lee does that you do. First thing he does is tries to get the microwave.
Yeah,
have
every
to.
time.
Yeah.
You have to, because you're in a hotel, like, you're probably in a different state. We don't have a car, so you get
Yeah.
food, probably
Yeah.
eat a little later or save some. And I always ask for a microwave. And Utah was like $50 to bring it
You
up.
could have went and bought a microwave.
I was like, do I get to keep the microwave? I was like, no, you just get to use it once. But yeah, it was like $20 if you bring it down to us. We'll put it in the microwave for you. I was like, yeah, all right, that makes sense now.
Okay, so that was a ring. All right, a couple more here. You sort of you jumped ahead a little bit,
I'm
but
sorry. It's my boogie.
no, the Warriors have ruined basketball.
No.
Good.
I thought you were going to.
No. I mean,
What do you think about all this?
no, they drafted Steph. 6 teams before him could have drafted him. 34 teams could have drafted Draymond. 37 teams could have drafted me. No, but like,
37.
One team did, unfortunately.
actually, yeah, the Bulls did. But, no, like, obviously we have KD, but they won before KD. Like, everything they have here is something like we build around.
Right.
We,
For sure.
Yeah, like me, as good as not good as I got, I don't want to be cocky, but like I've been getting better. That's because we have coaches who develop us and we get better. We work with what we have. We don't just go out and find what we found. KD, luck, like blessing, but everybody else just got better and better and better.
But all this hate, does it just make you guys stronger? Like,
Yeah, we love it. We laugh
Right,
about it all
right.
the time. Like, we love it. We love it when we see all that. Like, and when we got Boogie, you can like Steph and them posting. We loved it. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Final one here. You need to eat more.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
I suck at it, man.
That's why I
just
get eating.
forget.
just
I
forget? What do you
forget.
need?
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm in the gym, blah, blah, blah. I'm super hungry, and I'm like, let me go lift real quick, and I forget. And when I get home, once I touch the couch, it's over. Like, if my girlfriend or my brother doesn't bring me food, like, I'm done.
Well, because you got to eat more, we thought,
We're gonna help you out.
let's get him a cake. So we got Jordan Bell a cake. It's a tradition here for the starters.
Can you read it out for us?
Anything is possible.
That's right.
Anything is
I
possible.
gotta get rid of this, man. I don't know. I mean, the cake is great. I hate icing too. But I hate the whole Henny thing. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah?
Because
Sorry.
I'm just, as soon as I mess up in the court, they gonna make a little meme, a video like JR. I'm waiting. I know it's gonna happen, but
Well, you just have to eat the cake very quickly. That's all
Yeah, eat that piece
I have to
first.
eat it right now.
Guys, give it up for Jordan Bell. NBA champion, Jordan Bell. Appreciate you, man. All right, when we come back, Lily's very solid.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's edible.
It's edible.
Take it
Do what you
down.
gotta do.
You gotta eat, man. You're gonna forget, you said.
NBA TV.
Back to the starters. Busy Friday through 6 to see some of the notable names from free agent fever. Wrote down a couple of those earlier in the show. That's it for Friday night. Night one in the books already, but we're looking ahead to Saturday. NBA TV Summer League scheduled for tomorrow on NBA TV. Got Blazers and Jazz getting us started. Celtics Nuggets at the end, and then we're on after that. Thanks so much to Jordan Bell. We'll see you tonight.
That was a blast. This happened during the commercial break. He ate the cake. They eat the cake sometimes.
Yeah, they sometimes enjoy it.
He loved it.